Hey, what's up? Today we're gonna be talking about my camera body and what lenses I use to do my photography with. So let's jump into it. So first up, we've got the A7r3 Body. Now this is not Sony's newest body. They've got a couple other models that are a little bit more recent out, but this is my workhorse. This is the one I use on like every single photography shoot that I do, and it's an amazing camera. Some features that I really like about it are that one, it has just an insane autofocus. That's something that Sony's been known for over the last couple of years, is their autofocus. One feature in particular that's super nice is it does this auto eye tracking. When you focus on a person, it will actually track their eye and lock onto that as focus. So then when you're shooting, you're not gonna have to worry about pulling focus or having your shot misfocus. It'll actually just lock onto their eye. You can just focus on capturing them in that perfect setting, and it's just a really great feature. Another thing that I really like about this camera is the resolution. The resolution is insane. It's 42.5 megapixels. And just for some context, like an iPhone 13, that's about 12 megapixels. So the resolution is quite a bit better. And for me, this was super important because I like to print out a lot of my photos and I actually sell a lot of my prints. So having really high resolution where you can really see a lot of detail in the print is just super important to me, and was one thing that was really important when I was looking for a camera. One of my favorite modes that this camera offers is the continuous shooting mode. So once you switch to this mode, you can just hold down the shutter and it will just rapid fire. You can just listen here. So that thing is fast, and this is really nice when you're trying to capture an action, whether that's someone riding a bike, running, jumping, anything like that. If you want to capture that perfect moment, this is a great feature to have, and one that I find myself using a lot for different shoots. So I love this camera. It's a great setup, and it's perfect for what I needed to do and the types of photography that I'm into, which are landscape and then lifestyle and product photography. Now let's talk about lenses. This first lens I have is Sony's 35mm 1.8, and this thing is awesome. It's so small. You can see it's just a couple inches, and one thing that really drew me toward this lens was how small it is. It's really lightweight, and for a lot of scenarios, having a small lens is just super beneficial. This past summer, I was on a kayaking camping trip, and I ended up bringing this lens setup, and it was perfect. I was having to take the camera in and out of a waterproof bag a lot, and I didn't want to bring a bigger, bulkier lens because I knew it would be more difficult to take the camera out. And so I wanted to be able to have easy access where I could pull that thing out and I could capture the shot, put it back in the bag, zip that thing up, and have it be safe. So this is the lens I went with, and I love it. It's amazing. It really produces a high quality image. One thing that's super nice with a really shallow depth of field is you're just gonna create a really nice separation between your background and your foreground. This means that you're gonna get that beautiful bokeh look where your subject just pops off the page, the background is super blurry, and it's just a really nice lens, especially for shooting product or lifestyle or just capturing in a low light setting as well. This is an excellent lens, and I highly recommend if you don't have this. Next up, we've got Sony's 70-200, and this is the f4 version. And the other version that they have is an f2.8, and that's a little bit nicer. It weighs quite a bit more, and it is a lot more expensive. So those were all some of the factors I was thinking about when I purchased this f4 version, and to be honest, this suits my needs perfectly. I wanted a lens that had a lot of zoom range that I could take with me hiking, and I could capture just wildlife or zoom in on mountains, and this lens is perfect for that. Earlier this summer, I was in Alaska and I brought this thing with me, and we flew on a bush plane, and while we were flying, I was able to capture some really cool glacier rivers and runoffs that were coming from below that I never would have been able to capture if I didn't have a zoom lens. I was also able to capture some brown bears with it as they were just running on the beach, and it's just amazing. It's a really high quality piece of glass, and I've been super pleased with it. The image it creates is just awesome. One great thing about these zoom lenses is it really compresses the background and the foreground together. So this is just a really cool look in my opinion, and I think a zoom lens like this is an awesome addition to add to your kit. This is my favorite combo. I have this on my camera about 90% of the time, and it's a G Master 24-70 2.8. And this thing's a beast. I love this lens. It's pretty much my workhorse. This is the go-to, and it's just really nice when I'm out hiking or, you know, shooting lifestyle photography. I can zoom in to get that blurry background and have some compression so my subject really pops. Or if I want to just shoot more wide, I can go out to 24 millimeters and get a wider shot and capture that. And another thing that I like about it is it goes down to 2.8. So the 2.8 is going to let a lot more light into your lens, and it's gonna give you that nice blurry background where your subject just pops off the screen or the page, and you get that nice separation where they're in focus and the background is just completely blurred out. Another thing that I really like is just the build quality. It's really sturdy, the glass elements are really nice, and this is just a really high quality lens and definitely one of my favorite lenses. Usually for shoots, if I need an extra lens or if I need something else, I'll just rent an extra lens. I'll usually get like a 16-35 2.8 or maybe an 85 mils. But these are pretty much all the lenses I use on like 90% of the shoots that I do. If you guys are interested in learning about my video kit, I'll have another video up next week talking about what I use to shoot video, the lenses I typically go with for that, and kind of all my gear that I use to shoot videos. So thanks for checking out the video today. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys have any comments or questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Take it easy. See ya.